The word of the day is hype, isn't it? Everything we talk about keeps coming back to hype. And it's all hype right now with Pat Narduzzi and the Pitt football program. 3 commitments in the last, say 17 hours, 18 hours, somewhere around there. 2 commitments last night, Jay Stalker, a safety, Sean Curtis, a defensive end. Just in the last hour, a commitment from Anthony McKee, a linebacker. Defense, Pat Narduzzi loading up, and it all contributes to this growing groundswell of hype around Pat Narduzzi and hype around the Pitt football program. And a lot of people have said on Twitter, and I don't entirely disagree, although I'm going to in a second, but a lot of people have said on Twitter that this is more hype than they've seen in a long time surrounding this program, maybe more than they can remember. And I think to some extent we feel like we perceive more hype because we see Twitter and we see fans getting excited on social media. I can remember back to the spring of 2005, the summer of 2005, when Dave Wanstead was first hired. Do you remember that time? Pitt was pretty excited then. Pitt football was pretty excited then. They just gotten blown out in the Fiesta Bowl, but hey, they'd been to a BCS bowl game. Dave Wanstead was coming in. The problems with Walt Harris is that he wasn't from here. He wasn't one of our guys. He didn't play Pitt football. Well, here comes our guy. Here comes Dave Wanstead. We're going to play Pitt football, and we're going to recruit Western Pennsylvania. We're going to ground and pound, and it's going to be a return to what Pitt should be. And you remember in the spring and summer of 2005, they got all kinds of local commitments, Doran Dickerson and Jason Pinkston. Everybody was all excited. There was hype. That was a pretty hyped time in Pitt football history. Now, it all went when they actually had to play football games, and that was always the downfall. They did great at winning the press conference and terrible at winning on the field. But there was a lot of hype at that time. Somehow, this right now feels different, doesn't it? Pat Narduzzi hasn't landed a 5-star recruit, although I have to say Stalker, Curtis, and McKee is a pretty good start for his first 3 commitments. And Pat Narduzzi's not talking like Dave Wanstead did about a return to playing Pitt football. I mean, they were really kind of already playing Pitt football if it means running the ball and at least attempting to play good defense. What Pat Narduzzi has done, why it feels different right now, is he's energized the fan base. Engaging on social media, hiring a strong coaching staff, attacking the recruiting trail. Pat Narduzzi has the fans excited right now. And here's the big kicker. And this is the thing that I don't think gets talked about enough. I think most Pitt fans realize it, maybe subconsciously. But the thing that doesn't get talked about enough, and this is what makes it truly different, and this is what might even make it real, is that it's not just Pat Narduzzi who is energizing the fan base. It's not just Pat Narduzzi that's different this time. There's a new normal at Pitt. It's Patrick Gallagher, the chancellor. He told you, or we told you, probably over the last 6 months, that we were hearing that this new chancellor was not happy with what he was seeing out of the football program. And he wanted to do everything he could from the university's perspective, from the university's standpoint, to support the football program and make it more successful, that he valued it. And he's shown it so far. He hired Pat Narduzzi, and he gave him the resources to hire a staff and to recruit well, increasing the recruiting budget, increasing the assistant coach budget. And he had this quote in the Trib and the Post-Gazette, quote, "We are in a great athletic conference. If you're going to be in, be in. If you're not going to do it right, you shouldn't be doing it. A great university has to be great in all things it tries to do. Excellence isn't selective." Now, that's a far cry from Mark Nordenberg's Stry Academia. Not that Nordenberg wouldn't have said those things, but coming from Patrick Gallagher, it just seems different. And that's what I keep coming back to, is that it's different now. Different leadership, different approach. It's a new normal at Pitt. In this new normal, the university is committed to giving the coach the resources he needs to be competitive. In this new normal, excellence isn't selective. In this new normal, the head football coach gets the chancellor on the phone with a top recruit at 10:30 at night, because you know what? That's what big-time programs do. And I don't know if this new normal means Pitt is any more of a big-time program than it was, but the commitment to making it one certainly seems to be there. It's the new normal at Pitt. And so far, seems to be, looking like a pretty strong approach for these guys. And it just might work. This is the